A big warm welcome to the 6:30 show. Now, today is the last day in a week long of graduation ceremonies. You'll meet some of these students and hear about their plans for the future. Plus, we're talking childhood toys. Tomorrow, the Royal Childhood Exhibition opens. What are your favourites? Well, here are some of mine. And the bloke that bakes is back. Mark will be cooking up a storm in the kitchen. Well, I'm joined on the sofa this Friday by magician Roy Bond from Carlton and a business consultant Deborah Labatti. Now, coming to you, Deborah, this heat is just stifling. How have you coped with it today? Because you look very glamorous on the show. You don't look very sweaty.
Oh, thank you very much. Air conditioning in the car. I think that's cooled me down quite nicely. Do
you love the heat or do you hate the heat?
I'm not a big fan of it being this hot. I'm a spring and autumn person, I think, really. And if you're just going to sit in the garden, I guess it's fine. If you've got to work, it's not so comfortable, is it?
And Roy, I think you're the first magician I've ever had on this show. Right. You look really cool, your shoes and your little goatee. How did you get into being a magician?
It was a long process. I didn't get into magic until I was in my 30s. I have two uncles who are magicians. One's kind of a serious sort of performer. The other one's more of a hobbyist. And I got tired of watching them perform and not knowing how they did it.
And we're going to go into a couple of tricks later in the show, but did you have to train very hard to do what you do? I think
because I love what I do, I don't see it as hard training, I just find it interesting. Some of the routines demand a lot of, a lot of perseverance, I suppose. But some of them come quite naturally. So I think it's down to personality and how you learn what you learn.
Okay, well, Deborah and I are ready. Can you show us a trick?
Yeah, quite easily. A little eye test, really. I mean, card magic's really a staple for magicians, but I always like to know the people I perform to their eyes are okay. They're not colourblind to anything. So if I fan the cards out, what colour are the backs of the cards, for instance?
Red.
So I keep it easy as well, because some of the places I perform, people have had drinks and they don't always know what colour's what. So you're quite right with red. If I show you the faces of the cards, what colours can you see on the faces?
Black and red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Am I right,
you'd
Deborah?
agree with that, yeah? If I isolate a certain card, that's called a court card, there are different colours here. Yes. Can you see the other colours? They have
some gold and some blue.
Golds and blues.
Yeah.
Just to save time, just name a card you can see there. Any card you want.
The 9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds. Is there any particular reason why you picked it?
I like diamonds.
You like diamonds? That's a girl thing. It's a girl thing. It's diamonds and it's hearts with girls. And really, I could make a fortune predicting that kind of thing. The 9 of diamonds was a free choice. Could have picked any, but 9 of diamonds. You could say it's quite safe at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah.
Because if I were trying to take it, it'd have to be on the top.
Yeah.
We can make it even safer by putting your 9 of diamonds in the centre of the deck of cards. Yeah. So it's hidden. I can't get at it now, top or bottom. The first question I asked you both was, what colour are the backs of the cards? And you said red. Yeah. When you look really carefully, you'll notice also there's quite a lot of white on the back of the cards.
Yeah.
But red's a predominant colour, so you don't necessarily notice that. Same on the face of the cards. There's actually all the colours, and there's actually quite a lot of white on the face of the cards, isn't there? Quite a lot of white.
Creepy. Oh my goodness!
It's a little bit creepy, isn't it? Can you remember your card, though? Can you remember your card?
The 9 of diamonds.
Was it this one?
The 9 of diamonds.
Was it that one? Could have been. Just wait a second. I think we put it back somewhere around the centre, didn't we?
Oh my goodness, the 9. This is so weird.
So there's the 9 of diamonds. Wait a minute. You
this is so weird.
Could have picked anything. But you picked the 9 of diamonds. Would you hold on to the 9 of diamonds? Just put it on your hand. I'm going to give it to you. Just keep it there, because I'm going to move really quick at the next part. I'm going to show you that there's really nothing to hide from you. There's really nothing left. There was a load of cards. There was 52 of them. Remember yours, 9 of diamonds? If I said to you, would you put your hand on the top of your card to keep it where it is? I'm going to try and swap it.
Okay.
For this blank one.
Okay.
I mean, you would think you would have felt something, surely.
Yeah, I've got that firmly in my hand.
9 of diamonds, right?
Taking that off me, yeah.
Do you want to check?
Oh my God!
And it wouldn't really be magic, I don't think, unless we got rid of that one as well.
That is incredible.
We need to get rid of every single one. So the only problem is you owe me a deck of cards now.
That is blank. Look, it's blank. No, how did you do that? This is a card.
You said you were going to ask that.
I know, you've stolen my question.
It is just a card, after all.
That is impossible.
It is impossible.
That is impossible. But but I had it in my hand.
What can I tell you? What can I tell you?
He's not going to tell you,
You
is
probably think I'm Harry Potter's dad now, don't you?
Yeah.
You do. You do.
Have you ever had anyone faint after you've done something?
No. I've had lots of should we say colourful language, generally from boys.
Has one ever gone wrong and you've done that before and they're like, that's not my card?
Not with that routine. Generally, as you learn your craft, I suppose, you learn to cope with things when they go wrong, because things do go wrong, but you have to make them look like they're part of the routine.
Have you got a very quick trick you can show us or start showing us in about a minute?
In about a minute from now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
Go.
Okay. I need
go to the next one.
Let me get rid of this.
We can start it.
It's basically
I love this. It's like...
It's a coin thing. And it's probably one of the first tricks I ever learned. I think the bigger the better. Let's get rid of those for a second.
OK, so 50p.
50p.
Yeah.
The classic thing for magicians is when thing happens, they go sleeves.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the obvious thing. If I don't have sleeves, the next logical place for you to think the coin's gone is going to be the watch.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't have thought that, but I have.
Well, you wouldn't have thought it. But there we go. If you put your hand on the top, that's the point where... Put your hand on the top.
On there?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's gone.
So it's just a basic thing. It's a steal. And it was taught to me by a guy called Pat Page. And he passed away a few years ago. He was in his 70s, very good magician. But that's invaluable. I could tell you a way of dressing that up so that the language is even worse.
Are you impressed, everybody?
I am.
Is it just me that's screaming?
No, I want to ask the same question, but he's not going to tell us the answer, is he?
No, we want to find out. This is incredible. I wish that... you're really good.
I thought you were going to ask about the beard. I didn't. OK, all right.
Now, it's the final day in a week of celebration as the last graduations take place today. And while there's time for a short break to recover, thoughts must start turning to what's next as the job market prepares to be hit by thousands of new CVs.
Well, the plan at the moment is to get a bit of money together, and I want to start building up my portfolio a little bit more, becoming more professional kind of thing, and, you know, possibly the job I want is to become like a creative producer for film and television kind of thing, so, you know, just got to wait and see what happens with that, really.
I look to set up my own business at some point, but I want some few years of experience in the industry, so let's see how it goes.
Apply for jobs, get some experience, and then maybe start my own business, get some people working for me and roll in the money.
Well, for me personally, I was lucky enough to get offered a job at the degree show we had from my course, and I took them up on that offer, and I've now started part-time work in Nottingham.
I've already started working, started 3 weeks ago, so I guess that's my future.
So the future's bright for you already?
Yes, hopefully.
Nice being out today and just seeing all of those proud parents. Now, Deborah, you do a lot of work with businesses, don't you? I know you hate kind of job titles, but you do work with businesses.
Yeah.
And how do you think it is for younger people going into this market now?
I think one of the challenges is always the experience thing. You know, employers are maybe looking for experience. If you're coming straight out of university, how have you got that experience? So it's, you know, it's great getting your degree. And I was in town yesterday. It was absolutely buzzing. There was people in there, graduation outfits, loads and loads of proud parents, like you say. In fact, I took a picture of some of them on the steps of the Nottingham Conference Centre, just because they all have to be in the, you know, in the one photograph. And it's great to have that sort of proud moment, but it is about what's next. And I think you need more than just your degree. You've got to have those extra social skills or soft skills, if you like.
And what kind of social skills and soft skills? I remember being at school and them saying that, and I thought, oh, what can I do? What things would you recommend from seeing people in businesses?
I think it's about having really good communication skills, you know, having an understanding of people, being emotionally intelligent about yourself, and starting to get your profile sort of shipshape before you're coming out of university. So looking at things like LinkedIn, looking at your presence on social media, you know, what sort of presence...
Because employers look at that, don't
Absolutely. They will Google you.
All the
you
selfies.
Will get, yeah, absolutely. So I think it's okay to, you know, have a few pictures in there that look like you've, you know, been out and had a party and a good time. You've been a student after all. But at the same time, if everything's like that, that's not going to serve you well.
And how can they make their CV stand out from piles and piles of CVs?
I think it's about getting the right structure, so get some help to, you know, to format that correctly, and about having the the edge, if you like. So those extra things that you've done over and above your degree, whether you've done natural work experience or you've been volunteering, other things that you've been involved in that show your personality, but also show your other skills, and show that there's that little bit more about you. Because if there's two people coming out with exactly the same grades, going for the same job, you've got to have something different and have that edge.
And Roy, did you, pardon the pun, go to Magic University? Did you go to uni at all?
I didn't go to uni, no. I had a rather fractious upbringing, so I went straight from school to work because I kind of left school during the other big recession in the early 80s. So for me, it was more about life skills and just getting on with things, really.
What would you say to someone who has just graduated or was thinking perhaps about going to university and they don't really know whether it's the right thing? I mean, you've proved you can do it. Would you encourage others to do the same?
I would say it's very important if you're going to thrive in any kind of career. You have to love really what you do, then it doesn't become a chore, and that shows. If you have to wake up in the morning and go to work and you hate it, or you hate the thought of it, and you'd rather do something else, then you should have made that choice earlier.
And you obviously love that. I mean, I loved watching you, and you must love surely watching people.
Yeah, absolutely. As a magician, there's not a lot of magic that goes on that I don't know or I can't find out about. So the initial attraction for me of magic was the wow factor. But now I know what goes into making that wow factor. I get my sort of kicks by the audience reaction and feeding back from people and dealing with hecklers, and that's my buzz, if you like. It's
Well, I think it's fantastic to know that it's not just all about academic stuff. So looking forward to talking to you guys after the break. When we return, I'll be asking what was your childhood favourite toy. That and the bloke that bakes returns.
Explore Nottingham's hidden gems at Victoria Centre Market. We have 65 specialist retailers, offering you a fantastic choice and amazing savings. You'll find retailers who really know their trade. From fresh meat and fish, to fruit and veg. From exotic pet supplies and textiles, to rapid phone repairs, handbags, gardening and gifts. Visit us at the upper level of Victoria Centre opposite John Lewis. Discover Nottingham's best kept secret today.
Our coffee is all fairly traded. We've had a lot of customers tell us that it's the best in Nottingham, which of course makes us really happy.
The Big BT Summer Sale is now on. And our price has never been lower for all new customers, giving you an amazing deal on BT Broadband. It's £5 a month for the first 6 months and £10 a month after that. And you'll get free BT Sport, which you can watch online or on the Sky Digital satellite platform. So get BT Broadband with our most reliable wireless signal plus free BT Sport for a sizzling £5 a month for the first 6 months. Don't miss out on the Big BT Summer Sale. Call today on 0800 800 950 or visit bt.com/sale.
Welcome back to the 6:30 show. I'm Becky Sheeran. Joining me on the sofa tonight, magician Roy Bond from Carlton and business consultant Deborah Labatti. I reckon it's all that magic. It's making me just going tongue-tied. Now, as a youngster, I couldn't go anywhere without Matthew the Bear. In fact, even as an adult, he's by my side. I have him right here. And as the opening of a new exhibition looking at the toys the Royals played with as children opens tomorrow, we got a little nostalgic and want to know what your childhood faves are.
My favourite childhood toy, from the age of about 5 or 6 upwards, was something called mini bricks. We didn't have Lego in those days, but they looked the colour of real bricks.
My favourite childhood toy was a Tiny Tears doll that I had, and I know my mum saved up for ages to buy it for me. And I remember her being really upset when she got back from work one day and I'd put eyeshadow on it with a biro.
It was a little duck called Zebedee. It was blue and it was cuddly and it was really small, so that even as a small child I could carry it everywhere with me. My favourite bit was that I could chew the tail.
My favourite childhood toy was Cindy. I used to love dressing her up, and I used to love all the bits that went with it, the wardrobe and the car, and it was just hours and hours of fun.
My dolly, whatever little girl has a dolly called Peter.
Now, Matthew is here in between the sofa. You're already teaching him some card games, aren't you?
He's a slow learner.
He is a slow learner. I literally had him from the day I was born, and yeah, I've had him ever since. And I've had my cuddly, which someone said to me today isn't a toy, but I did play with this when I was younger, and it's just, I mean, it's still not that bad, is it? Because it's years old. And I can see the dust going off actually in here. And I actually still keep him in my bedroom, which I know sounds quite sad, but there's something so nice about having childhood toys around. Deborah, do you keep any toys, or what did you play with when you were younger?
There's two things coming to my mind. This has prompted one that I'm just really surprised where that thought's come from. But I used to have a lot of sort of, you know, typical girls' dolls and things. My brother had a lot of cars, and we used to play this game on a Sunday morning with all the dolls and all the cars sort of together. So I played with both, really. But this isn't as daft, really, as you might think, because I had a rabbit, which my mum knitted. I think it was the only thing she ever knitted. And inside it was a Nivea tin with some beads in it, so it actually rattled.
Amazing!
And I don't know.
Do you know where that is? Do you still have the rabbit?
I believe it is in my loft. I don't know whether I want to confess this live on television, but I pretty much slept with that rabbit until I got married.
Really?
It was in my bedroom. It was probably a bit closer to me than that.
Well, I'm not far off 30 and I still sleep with Matthew in my room, so that's why his head is squashed, because I lie with him on one side. So, and what about you? Do you have a childhood? Were you a boy when you were growing, like cars? And
Anything that flew was brilliant. Cars, Action Man. And I was just saying, I don't have any toys, any keepsakes really of when I was a child, but I have the box that they all fit in.
Oh, wow.
So I've got the toy box, but no toys. So
well, at least you got the box.
I've still got the box. It's a blanket box now.
Deborah, what do you buy? I mean, your kids, are they older now?
Yeah, they're 20.
And have you seen a circle of kind of toys changing as you've gone on in time compared to, because I remember them being quite simple when I was younger, and now they're so kind of electronic and everything.
Yeah. I think the level or the choice of electronic toys that's around now probably wasn't as sophisticated 20 years ago. So we're on maybe the beginnings of some of that. But I think that some of the complex things that we've probably bought them as birthday and Christmas presents, they reverted to some of the simpler stuff a lot of the time.
Have you ever bought them really expensive and just played with the box?
We have got a whole load of Brio, the trains, the track, and fortune, even the table it used to go on, and they were really never bothered with that. It was Connects and probably a bit of Lego, but Connects was their big thing, and Playmobil for a while.
Well, I'm glad that Matthew is in good company here on this sofa. Now, he's bake. After a 2-week break, the bloke that bakes returns in a scintillating style. He's having a go at some toffee, apple and cinnamon muffins. Sounds so yummy and amazing.
Well, hello there, bakers of Nottingham. I've been away for 2 weeks, but you haven't even noticed, have you? Well, I'm back. And what more of a triumphant return than to bake muffins? And not just any muffins, toffee apple muffins.
First up, get 3 apples peeled and chopped, 150 grams of light brown sugar and a spoonful of cinnamon. Place them in a frying pan on a low heat with a splash of water.
So the aim of this is just to let this heat on a low heat while we're making the rest of the ingredients, to let the cinnamons and the apples mix and reduce it to a sort of compote-y texture. To everyone else, that's like a sort of jam. So while that's bubbling away in the background, it's time to get cracking on the first of 2 mixtures. First, liquids. Butter goes in there first. I know it's not a liquid, but it's been melting away, so it's quite soft. 2 eggs. In you go. There we are. And then add to those eggs and butter 125 mils of milk. and get beating. Beat, beat, beat. From wet stuff to dry stuff now, get 275 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of caster sugar, and a tablespoon, sounds like quite a lot of baking powder, but you know what, it's important because these muffins are like the boy band blue, they all rise. It's now time to combine both mixtures, bit by bit though, so take it easy. Just a little bit in there, mix it through, and a little bit more, until you've got a lovely smooth batter. Now, last but not least in this lovely mixture of ours, some lovely little crumbly fudge pieces. Whack them in. Get mixing. Remember these from earlier? Well, I've left them to one side to cool for a moment. It's time to get these muffins in the oven. So, one little dollop of your mixture in each of these muffin cases. Don't have time to do them all. And then a little spoonful of these lovely cinnamony apples. Put that in the middle, like so. Top off with a bit more muffin mixture. Be generous, come on guys, you're gonna live once. And then sprinkle on top with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. There is no such thing as cinnamon sugar, it's just cinnamon and sugar. But look at that. Scrumptious before it's even gone in. Pop them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. So, in the magic of TV, around about 20 minutes has passed by now, and I'm going to start tucking in to these masterful muffins. Look at those beauties. Oh, I cannot wait to get tucking into these.
Let me have a go first, mate.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Who's filming this masterpiece?
Oh, I'll tell you what, mate. They're really good, but they'll be better at Christmas.
I don't care what you say. I think they'd taste good all year round. See you next week. Muffins. Combining two of my three favourite things, cinnamon, apples and toffee. Give them a go.
We are going to give them a go. I have to say they're here in the studio, which is very good because usually the boys don't save us any. Now, Deborah, I know you're going to tuck in with me, aren't you, and have a little bit. We were worried about how we were going to do this, but I don't care if the studio gets messy. They taste so good. Now, there's a reason why you're not having any, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't want to get any.
You don't want to get any on your hands?
Sugar on my fingers or anything.
Because we're going to make you do another magic trick while we're doing this.
You are? Right, okay.
What do you think of this? I'm going to try it. That's really good.
They're really
That's good. I could eat the whole plate of this. I usually don't like cinnamon that much, but I'm going to try this at home.
I won't be having some. I'm taking some home.
You do a trick, and I am actually going to probably finish all of this, so...
OK. I suppose the classic... I'm very loath to do card tricks, although it doesn't look like it. Everybody does them. But I'll probably do a classic for you. You can pick any one you like, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I've just got it all in my hands
with
now.
your sugary fingers. You do what you like.
I'll just do that, shall I?
They're a throwaway item.
Pick anyone I like.
Anyone you like.
I'm
Not
gonna
that
have
one.
this.
You can have that one.
I can have that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, I don't want to see it. Show it to anyone who cares.
Oh, show me. OK.
And then just stop me wherever. Somewhere around the middle would be good. Excellent. Did you remember the card?
I saw it. I'm just going to whisper to everyone who hasn't seen.
OK. So I did bring something else. I have 3 props with me. Elastic bands, you should probably choose one of them.
Okay.
I mean, one that looks probably a little bit more magical than all the others.
It's got a hint of pink, so
It's a hint of pink, OK.
Choosing this one. I shouldn't do that.
The thing with this is getting to use inanimate objects with a routine.
OK.
It's always good to be able to... everyday household objects are good. The thing is, the card tends to disappear from time to time. But I'm going to keep the card where it is with the elastic band. And that'll keep it where it needs to be. But when you need it, you can take it any time. Just by...
Sorry, I don't know why I keep making that noise.
Just by using the elastic band to bring it back. Well, it gets me out of the house, you know. I like to...
How do you do this? Yeah. I know I didn't want to know before, but how
you said you were never going to say that.
I don't think I want to know, actually, because it's just incredible.
Well, during the break, we had a little chat. And
Did you tell Matthew?
No, he filled me in on that one. I didn't really know that until
Matthew is in training. He's going to tell me when we get home.
I bet he does. I bet he does.
Will he call that pillow talk?
He probably would.
Now, the 6:30 show wants you. If you're between 16 and 25 and have a talent, then get in touch. Coming up on the screen now, you might be in a band band, a dancer, a stand-up comic, or anything else you think deserves highlighting. The details are on the screen, so send us a clip of your performance and you could be sitting on the sofa here with me and possibly Matthew as well. Deborah, you've got a son in a band, haven't you?
I have, yes.
And would he be interested in doing something like this? I mean, it's quite good, isn't it, to get people, have things like this to see people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Nottingham as a whole is just brilliant for getting new, fresh talent out in front of everybody. There's lots of people really promoting these young performers.
Well, I hope we have some people getting in touch. And very briefly, Roy, what are you up to this weekend? Are you doing more magic tricks or basking in the sun?
I'm appearing at a local music festival in Newton in Nottingham. We thought we might be going to the same one, didn't we?
Yeah, my son's playing there on Sunday.
Oh, amazing!
So it's called Deerstock, and it's at Newton. It's a fantastic event, local, within a taxi ride even from the city centre. It's everything that you want a festival to be, but on a smaller scale.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully the weather is going to hold out. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining and for doing the tricks and for eating the food. And for all you at home, I really hope you enter that as well. From me, Matthew, my lovely guest, and this delicious cake, it's very goodbye for me, and have a good evening.